like right now I'm more thankful because it made me see things like, wow, like a lot of things go.
So there was a night where Melvin and I sat down and we both cried. And we were like, we can't continue like this. If we continue like this, we're gonna break each other, and it's gonna be worse. I'm gonna hate you. You're gonna hate me. Like we talked about breaking up right there and then.
Did you? Obviously, when that happened, you asked God to help you. Busy week?
Yeah, always at work. Actually, not as busy as last week. Last week, I feel like I went to work at 6 a.m. for 2 days straight. And I got off until 5. I was really tired.
Really?
No, I got off at like Tuesday. I think I got off at like 5:30. But yeah.
But you still hit the gym though.
I did. I had to go for a run because that's my de-stress.
You know what? That is true, and I commend you for that because a lot of people think that going for a run stresses you more.
No. I feel like if you're tired from a day at work, long day at work, you go for a run, or you go to the gym, or you go play soccer, whatever you do. It tires your body. You go home, you take a shower. Oh, Henry, that's the best sleep. That's the best sleep.
Yeah.
Well, at least for me. How was your week? Busy?
Good. Hella busy. Like
Henry's always busy.
Like busy. Like I haven't had time to like sit down and relax, which is a good thing. The days can go by and I'll see. But this is not about well, it can be about relationship.
Yeah,
that
is a relationship, a father and son relationship.
It can be, because our topic today is actually relationships.
Ooh.
And so we're just gonna talk about that topic because I feel like it's a topic that a lot of people are like dealing with some relationship. Not only boyfriend and girlfriend, or parents, children, or you with God, but we're gonna focus more on toxicity. Have you been in a toxic relationship? Be honest.
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yes.
Damn,
that's
for
so
real?
sad. That's so sad.
What? Like.
Yes, that is sad, guys. But yes, it's true. I mean, I feel like at one point, I'm not saying everybody goes. No, never mind. I'm not saying that. Maybe not everybody goes through it, but I feel like to a certain extent, people can choose whether to get to that point or we'll cut it out and
I feel like that stems from someone being and having a high self-esteem. If you have a good self-esteem and you love yourself, you don't get to that point.
You think so?
I think so.
You don't think it's because of your low self-esteem?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
why you said high self-esteem. That's why.
Yeah, if someone doesn't have a high self-esteem,
they said okay.
Yeah, so it leads them to go to that route. Because I'm gonna be honest. Years ago, I had low self-esteem. I didn't know, but looking back now, my self-esteem was to the ground. Like I had to even deep down and go even down. Like that's how low my self-esteem was. And I learned from that. And so we're gonna talk about it, but I never really thought you were in a relationship that's toxic. Just because, Alexandra's like, damn, Alexandra. Like, big, like an image, I'm like, she's good, but that goes back to like, you never know what happens in closed doors. And it's like, I always tell a lot of people this because they ask me, what's up with your relationship? And I thought you were with her. You look so happy with each other. And I was like, we were, but then I tell them, it's like, I give them an example. Like, I can say, hey, my shoes are nice and it fits perfect, but you don't know where it hurts or where it's kind of too tight. And it goes to see that you can look at something, but you don't really know what is going on. And yeah, so the reason why I tell you that you have to have a low self-esteem to go into a toxicity because you don't really know your self-worth. And back then, I was like, I guess I was wanting love. Like I wanted somebody, and I could have, and if they give me like the crumbs, I'll take it. Like that's how hungry I was for
love,
affection, or love, whatever you want to call it. And now, hell no, I would not let. Like looking back, I'm like, damn, did I really scoop that low? did I really decide to do that? And it helps me now going into a relationship. Like, okay, I don't tolerate that. I don't want that. And it's easier for me to leave somebody when I know it's not in the right direction because now I know. So I feel like it needs to happen eventually so you can learn from it.
Definitely. Yeah, like you said, I really do think that, like, in order to get to that point of being toxic, yeah, both of you or one of you has to have really low self-esteem. Because like you said, you really want that affection. You get jealous over the dumbest things, like dumbest things ever. And why? Where does jealousy come from? Because you're insecure about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you mentioned that you were in a toxic relationship. How was that? How did it start, and how did you get to that point in your relationship?
You know what? Like sometimes it really isn't something that you notice it. Like sometimes you are like, it hits you when you're like in a deep argument. Like what the like
what's going on here?
What's going on? Like how did I get here? But I feel like it was just small things. Kind of those small things just add up. Like, you know what I really think it also stems from is somebody makes a mistake first. If somebody makes a mistake, it just like goes downhill from there. Why? Because the other person always gonna bring that thing up over and over and over and over.
The mistake you made.
Yeah.
It's gonna use that against you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that it's very sacred to have that trust. Because if you do something behind your man's back,
that breaks the trust.
That breaks the trust. And then he's gonna be, especially if he's insecure, because if he's secure, he's leaving you. Because he won't tolerate that. But because he is unsecure, he's like, you know what, I'll forgive you. But then because he's still unsecure, he's gonna bring that up over and over and over again. And then there you go. You just created a path of a toxic relationship.
Okay, Henry analyzing all this.
Well, I mean, it's something like experience, and that's the neat thing, because had I not gone through all that trouble, I don't know what to say.
That's true.
But for example,
you talk about what you've lived, what you've learned.
But for example, you,
mm-hmm.
Does that do you resonate like in your relationship?
Yeah. So I was talking. So as we were talking earlier, in my relationship, there was a point where we let it get really toxic, like you said.
Like fist fight toxic. Like,
no, not to the point physical.
No,
because if it would have been physical, one of us would have left.
Yeah. You think so? I mean.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a whole different level.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not the only way a relationship is toxic. Like you said, arguing about things that, like you said, one of us made a mistake, or fighting for it all the time. Like you guys might be good, and then something comes up, and then you bring back the past, and it has nothing to do with what you're living now. But like you said, it starts an argument, and that's a lot of, but that's being toxic. But yeah, definitely. For me, I don't feel like it's hard to talk about it, because I feel like, yes, I lived it, but we passed it.
Nice.
And a lot of people, unfortunately, obviously break up, and that's good too. If there isn't a solution, mm-hmm. and if you just don't hurt each other anymore, it's better, to move on. But in my reality, in my life, in my relationship, it got to the point where there was one night we were arguing, and then I was like, what are we doing? Like, if we continue like this, you're gonna end up hating me, and I'm gonna end up hating you, and I don't want that, because like, I love you. Like, I can't see myself hating someone I love or talking bad about someone I love. And I'm not talking bad about him or me, or I'm talking our truth, mm-hmm. Of what we lived, because we're not there anymore, thank God. And we both were crying in the car. I remember, in my car, and I said, I would rather like break up and you be happy with somebody else, than you being with me and me making you miserable. and I think we both cried a lot that night, and we both like, no, like what are we doing? Like we are hurting each other, and if we really love each other, then we're gonna overcome this. And thank God, it's not easy. It's not like you turn off a switch, you know, like you're not toxic anymore. No, it takes a lot of healing from both sides, because both sides obviously need to heal, because you know, they always say that words hurt more than like wounds. And there's some things that you may say when you're mad. Obviously, you can't take it back. Once it's out, it's out. Like you can't take it back, and that hurts. That hurts more than, like, you know. Some people always prefer you being punched because it's bruised. Then 2 days it's gone. But words don't. Words stay here and here. But yeah, we definitely worked hard. We got closer to God, which is what I saw. We started to do rosaries together. So we would pray like the rosary every night. Like during Christmas, we would always read the passage of Luke, because Luke has 24 chapters in the gospel, and it leads to Jesus being born. So we would do things like that, and that helped us obviously get closer to God. And while we were getting closer to God, we were getting closer to each other and forgiving each other, and really loving each other in a mature way, I guess you can say. And I can say now, like we're probably in our best moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, nice.
I feel like we've overcome a lot of things.
And that's one thing I was gonna ask you. And I was comparing, and that might give hope to someone that's watching that is probably in a toxic relationship, that if you guys sit down and talk and ask God, obviously, for help, because that's what you did.
Yeah, we both, yeah.
And he was a sinner, so he obviously, whatever you bring him into, he's gonna fix it, and he does it correct in the right way, and that was the result. It was different on my side because the relation never ended; it concluded. So it was like, and so it's like something that I'm like, okay, that makes sense, and that's what I live by. Like the chapter was like, it wasn't finished because it's still writing chapter, but it was like, you know, it's time for it to be concluded, and it's like we love each other when we love each other, and period. So I didn't ask God to, hey, come help me. None of that. I did it off my strength, my flesh, and thinking that, not really thinking in general, just letting it be the toxicity guide us. So we were just going wherever the toxicity took us, we were there. And then to the point where, you know, it just exploded, boom. And then when I came and asked God, hey, help me through this, that's when I saw this better version of myself. I've done a lot of things that I wouldn't have done if I was still in a relationship. So if I had asked them when we were in that toxicity, it probably would have played out how you guys played out. It would have worked perfectly. But at the same time, I can't really be stuck on that, because God has a better plan for all of us. And so his plan is still, you know, I'm still figuring it out. The thing that I like the most is that I'm like, now I know. Now, because I feel like if you don't know what a bad relationship is, you don't know what a good relationship is. Like, how are you going to compare?
Exactly.
So one thing that I do know the difference, I was talking to this girl, right? I'm not gonna say name. And like this was after like our breakup, and like a whole years after we were done, yeah. And then like recently, like in the relationship, I was on my phone. I was like just on my phone, and somebody texted me. I feel like it was Jonathan, or we had a group chat with my cousin, and they sent a group message. I go and check my phone, and I didn't want to open it, but you know how when you just lift up your phone, it unlocks it for you? It did that, and I wanted to make sure if it was a snap or a text. Tell me why this girl was like, boom,
Damn.
Took my phone. I was like, first of all, like I didn't say nothing, but I'm like,
You didn't say anything?
no, wait, let's
Oh,
just hear me out. So she takes my phone, and I'm like, remember, we're not in a relationship. I'm just, you know, we're just vibing, seeing where everything is.
This is different.
Yeah, this is different. This is like,
snap.
I'm gonna tell you,
This
like,
is another girl.
Yeah, this is like how I noticed, like, oh, I'm not dealing with no bullshit now, because this was not too long ago, like months ago, right?
Okay.
So, not like what I'm saying, like when she did that, I'm like, I didn't say nothing, and then she was like, and I'm not a cheater, like I'm not that person that will cheat, but again, we are not in a relationship. We know each other, even if you were to go on a date. Like the first date, you're trying to know each other. If it even leads to something, but she takes my phone, right, and I'm like, okay, I don't say nothing. And then she goes to, well, it opens Snapchat, obviously. And then she was just on Snapchat.
She's on my snap.
Yeah, she was on the Snap. And then I was like, I let it be. And then she goes in Facebook. And she's looking at the stories of like random people. And then I was like, I just let it be. I just let it be. And then I was like, okay. Then she goes to Messenger. And I'm like, okay, you know, relax now. Not because I'm hiding something, but because, first of all, it's privacy.
It's your privacy.
Yeah,
and
then,
you guys are nothing.
Yeah, and so, like, she's looking at the first 5, I guess. And the first 5 is a bunch of people that I send a lot of reels to, or motivational. Like, I send you motivational videos.
Yeah.
And then she went with one of my cousins. And I guess she saw her profile was a girl, and so she clicked on it and see if we were like, I don't know what she was thinking. And I was like, she gets out of there, and then she scrolls all the way at the bottom. And mind you, I don't know, I'm not the type of person to delete messages. If I were to text somebody 4 months ago,
You still have it then.
it's all the way at the bottom though. So she scrolls up, and then she didn't click nobody, but she was going to like section where like there's probably something that she don't want to see. So then I was like, I get the phone, like I took it from her, and then I was like, because I didn't take it. The reason why I didn't want to take it, I put it in my pocket like.
No, so she was in front like this.
Yes.
And then what you
And
do?
so I took it.
You took it right out of
Yeah.
her nail too. You snatched it.
Yeah, but mind you, I didn't do it at the beginning because it would have looked like bad if I would have done it from the beginning. But I let her go through certain things, whatever, and then
You were watching her like go through things.
yeah, I was just literally there, so I didn't want to say nothing. And then like 2-3 minutes passed, I took the phone and put it in my pocket. That didn't sit right with her.
She didn't like it.
She didn't like it. She looked at me like she was like surprised, and I didn't say nothing. And then she turned around, and then she was like, looked mad. And I was like, but I just acted like nothing happened. Like, first of all, like I didn't want to like
make a big deal.
Yeah, so I'm like, anyways, and then I started a conversation how we left off when she took my phone. Ignored it, and she was like, I'm like, hold up. So I was like, you know what I did? I got up and left.
Henry!
I got up and left because first of all, I wasn't gonna, like if I would have like add on to the whole thing, it would have escalated and just have an argument about nothing. Because it really is nothing. So I was like, call me when you're ready to talk. And I left, and that's it. I didn't call her, I didn't do, and I wasn't really worried. I wasn't like, because in my other relationship, I probably would have been worried because, like, you know, but I wasn't. I was chill, and then I know my boundaries. I'm not gonna. And then, like 2 days later, like obviously, she texted me, and I was like, first of all, I called her. First of all, we're not in a relationship, and then I told her what it was, and then she was like, oh, okay, well, and she understood it, and that's it. But that's something that I wouldn't have done before, because I probably would want a relationship, and I don't want a relationship. It's just something that we just, you know, friends basically. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
The thing, what I'm trying to get to is that like I'm noticing
The changes.
the difference. Yeah, the changes.
The Henry back then to the Henry
Yeah,
now.
yeah. And so now I just walk out. Even friendships that I think that doesn't serve
You good.
yeah good. I'm like won't talk. I won't like keep on going. So that's one thing that it helped me because now I know okay I can't go down. I don't accept that no more, and it's good. But yeah, my relationship back then was really bad. There was things like Alexandra. If I tell you, now like back then I knew something weird was happening, like sketchy. Like when you have a gut feeling, I had those feelings, but I never was the person to like go and look for the answers and see if it's true or not. I just had it. I'm now discovering it and it's being verified
of what you thought.
of what I thought. I'm like, I just knew it. Like somebody told me an incident about what they saw, and I was like, and I already had that thought. I'm like, something's going on. And then not even long ago, somebody told me about like, she was messing with a singer and stuff. And now I'm like,
makes sense.
Damn, like, that kind of let me down more because I'm like, shit, like that was really.
Does it hurt now hearing those things or confirming what you thought of, or does it not hurt anymore?
Really, no. Why? Because I just knew it. So it was like, oh, okay. I knew it. If I was like blinded and I never had those gut feelings and I never really thought none of it, it would have been like, damn, for real. So it's kind of like,
right in the chest.
Yeah, right in the chest. And so it's like just like a letdown, like damn. And then it makes me reflect, well, I'm not going through that no more. And that's the beauty of it.
Do you think you've healed from the toxic relationship you had? Or do you think you're still working on healing certain things?
With that, that relationship in specific?
Yeah, relationships.
I feel like I'm fully healed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fully healed. And I kind of, now and the thing is that now I go on my way and bless her. Like, I really bless her and I really hope she's happy and I really hope she's good. I'm not going to ask her, but I tell God, hey, thank you. Or if I happen to see her, God bless her. So it's like, I'm more like grateful that happened that way. So now I know.
Okay.
So it's actually.
So ladies, you single, hit up my boy Henry over here.
For real.
He said for real.
No, actually no. Like I told you, I don't have time to be honest. Like I don't have time, Alexandra. Like
the right person will come at the right time. Henry.
Yeah.
And I do believe that, and I do pray for that for you because you are a great guy. So I don't know if you mentioned that Henry and I were neighbors for a couple years. Yeah. And
more than a couple years.
It was a couple years. I don't know how many years.
Like 7 years. Like 7 years.
7 years. Well, we didn't talk until like the 60th year.
The 6th year, or like even months before.
No, before he moved out, but like
you would see.
I would hear
Damn.
him and his ex, and I did witness a little bit of the toxicity that he was living.
Damn.
And how upset that would make him. That's why I really do admire you, Henry. I really do look up to you, and I really do applaud you because you've grown a lot, you've matured, and obviously, like you said, if there aren't certain things we live in our life, we wouldn't grow, we wouldn't learn. And you are a true example of that, of how, yes, I was down, I had low self-esteem, and this happened to me, but I didn't let it define me. And on the contrary, that motivates you to become a better person. And I know that tomorrow or whenever you find that girl that you're gonna have a good relationship because you know how it's like not having one. And so, yeah, like I said, I really do applaud you and I really do admire you for that because you have grown a lot and you've matured a lot. Because like I said, I would hear them like argue, like. Remember one time I heard someone slam the door and I see this man walk to his house like, dang. Yeah, I'm over here trying to sleep, you know, and I would hear the arguments. I'm like, oh my god. I was gonna text Henry, I'm trying to go to sleep.
You should have.
No, but I mean, like, I share that now because obviously you're not living in it, you know, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. I really do applaud you for that because it's not easy. It's not easy leaving that, you know. It's hard, and but yeah, you did it, and like I said, I really applaud you for that.
No, but thank you, and this actually should give a lot of you hope that even if you're going through a breakup right now, you can always bounce back. And the best bounce back is you actually being a better version of you. Like, definitely. I know you can hear that cliche, but it's the truth. And it's either you ask God for help to fix the relationship or you ask help to heal you. Because if you try to do it by yourself, bro, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people, for example, in my experience, because I have talked about my relationship with a few of my friends, and they're surprised when they're like, "Really, you went through that?"
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have never
and
thought.
like you said, maybe you don't expect it, but I feel like I was really not mature. I was really immature. Like, I was really immature when I met my boyfriend. I feel like a lot of people will be like, you would go to church, you know God. Yes, but I didn't really know him like that. I really didn't have a good relationship with God. Yes, I would pray to him, but I guess it wasn't really that deep, my relationship with him, and I didn't work on my relationship with him like that. And due to my immaturity and my insecurity, I feel like that's how we fell in the toxicity. Because when I met him, I was also in college, so it was like a long distance relationship for like the first 2 years, and it's hard having a long distance relationship, and especially both of you guys are insecure. Oh my, it makes it really hard.
Like, can I tell them the day that like you told me to pick you up, and it was like 10 at night. It was super cold. Like, I'm talking about the coldest of the coldest. You were walking home.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I was like, Alexandra called me.
This is exciting.
Alexandra called me. He was like, "Can you pick me up?" I was like, and it was late. Like, I want to say,
it was like, was it December, January?
Yeah,
I think it was on break from college. Was that
something like that? She called me randomly, like night, like 10, 11.
Where were you at, Henry, that night?
Home.
You were at home.
Yeah, what's
But you weren't home. I think you were at the store. Okay, but
and so she called me. She was like, "Can you please pick me up? I'll explain it to you." And then I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "I'm over here." So I picked her up. This girl is like in the middle of. She was like in the hood, basically.
I didn't even know I was in the hood.
Walking.
I didn't even know.
Like walking, and I was like, and it was super cold. Like, it was cold. I felt bad for her, but I'm like, bro, it was super cold. And her man, it wasn't snowing, but it was super cold. And I guess her man said her walking. I was like, no. And so I picked her up, and she told me the whole thing. I was like, what? But now I'm actually happy that it's like, y'all are good now.
So I think that time he didn't send me walking. I think I left. I think I got out of the car and left, and I think he was. Okay, this is bad. This is what I'm telling you guys. I was really mature. I think. So he's older than me, so he's more mature than me, because he would actually try to fix the problem right there and then. I didn't want to fix the problem. I wanted to leave.
Yeah, I was the same way. But let me ask you this.
That's not good.
Why though? Like, why would you not want to fix the problem there? And then I'll tell you my reason.
Okay. Honestly, one, I was really mature. Like, I'm telling you, Henry, I was really mature. Like, I always wanted to be right. Like, even if I knew I was in the wrong, like, I didn't want to hear that. And that's bad. That's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, that's where you know, like, okay, what am I doing? You know, or at least that's where I was like, what the heck is wrong with me, you know? And I don't know, I kind of just, this is so bad, guys, but I'm not there anymore, I promise. Like, I would want him to, like try, like, I wanted to see to what point he would actually want me to stay, like, to like.
So you would like push yourself so he can push you back in or bring you back in.
Yeah, and that's not good. And I don't want to suggest anybody doing that. Like I said, I talk about this Because at first, when you're healing these things, it hurts to even talk about it because it's like, wow, like I was really like that. Like it hurts. It would hurt me. I'm like, dang, I really hurt him by doing these actions, and I hurt us along the way because it hurts your relationship. But now I can talk about it and it doesn't hurt because I feel like I've moved past it. I've healed from it, and I'm not that same person I was.
No.
I'm not the same person I was like 2-3 years ago. I've definitely changed a lot.
No, and I commend you for that because yeah, when you will call me and it's like pick me up. It wasn't not just one time, and you can vouch. It was more than one time that you were like.
I think I called twice in a row.
No, it was more.
No, and
Because then another one, Sol Azteca, he made you cross and walk, and you literally walked from the Sol Azteca.
No, I think I got off too.
So
Yo, I'm telling you, he never made me walk. But I left. Oh, that's bad.
So, and that's the thing, and that's the thing because your reason was because you're like pushing yourself so he can bring you back in. The reason why I didn't want to fix the problem there was because, Alexandra, if you were to tell me, hey, please don't put your pencil right there. You tell me this. Now I know. Oh, Alexandra like me putting my pencil there. So, what if I were to like do it like that right in front of you because you just said it?
After I told you,
Yeah,
I'd be upset.
Wouldn't you be upset? So, what is there to talk about? Like you already know. So my thing was like, she would do certain things that like, bro, like first of all you should know better, and we done had this conversation, and you intentionally do it. What am I going to talk? And then obviously I'm mad, and I'm not the person like one like I get like shut down, or I used to. I don't know about now. Well, I hope not, cause I would shut down. Don't want to talk. Don't want to see you. Leave and let me be. And that was my reason why.
Oh, you would shut down.
Yeah, I would shut down.
Oh wow.
So, but you is different, but it's still the same thing though.
But yeah, I feel like and then like for me like I feel like we got to that point because we both pulled away from God. I feel like after COVID, obviously like youth group was canceled, even some masses were canceled at one point, and I feel like this shouldn't have happened if you have a good relationship with God. You know your grounds, but I feel like in that moment I wasn't, and he wasn't either, and I think we both kind of just faded away from God. And yeah, we would come to mass, but we weren't really connected to
it was
God.
just attending.
It was just attending to attend. It wasn't really to live the Eucharist and connect with God. But now, like I said, like we both have grown a lot. We've matured a lot, and like I see a big difference. Back then, there was a disagreement, and ooh, the end of the world. Now there's disagreement, and we both like go to the store. We get water, we get coffee, and we talk about it. I'm like, oh, so you didn't like the fact that I did this? No, I didn't like it. This made me feel uncomfortable because of this and that. And I'm like, and now I'm like, I'm sorry I made you feel like that. Like that won't happen again. Thank you for letting me know. And we move on. And I'm like, dang, that's when you know, like,
and that's
you guys have grown. I was like, dang, and like sometimes we talk about it, like, dang, we've grown a lot. And it's like, yeah, we have.
And that's good. And
you know, but life happens, you know, and like you obviously grow, and we were definitely living our best life until December 28th, 2024. But that's another story, and I'm gonna leave that for another podcast.
It's gonna be an interesting one.
Where our life really changed, and whatever happened to my boyfriend, whatever he went through, that has obviously united us again. I mean, like even more closer than what we were already. But yeah.
And I commend you because not only you help yourself in your relationship, you can help somebody that's watching this, and that's the neat thing. And when you said that, now you go and talk and you say, hey, this and that, and I mean like that and this and that, and now you can have a conversation. The growth, I'm like, okay, then I am growing. You know why? Mm-hmm. Because another situation, right? I went out, right, and I didn't do it intentionally. She was at a store, and I'm like, you know what? I'll be back. So I decided to go to another store. And I guess in her mind, it's like she didn't like that because we were supposed to go and eat after that. So I'm over here, right? And so I go to the store. And when I go to the store, somebody that I know was there. So we just start chit chatting. And I like to talk. So we just had a whole conversation. And when I looked, I think 10, 15 minutes passed, I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go. So I go back. And she was like out like from that store. And so like I could tell her body language. I tell she was mad. She was upset, mad, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, so what do you want to eat? And she was like, I don't want to eat, I'm going home. I'm like, damn. Like, damn. So I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, we girls can be petty.
Yeah, so
really can.
So I was like, but it's the other person if he wants to be petty with you. That's the growth and listen to what I'm gonna say. So I was like, okay. So I was like, let's get in the car, we go home. So on the way I was like having a conversation, trying to like not bring what happens. I didn't want to say, hey, what happened? I wanted to have another conversation about a different thing.
So she could cool down?
Yeah, so she cooled down and break the ice. And so she did. And then, like, getting close to her house, we were like, or I was like, okay, now between you and I, right, I'm gonna ask you one question. I want you to be honest. What didn't you like about earlier? And she was like, no, nothing, I'm good, nothing. Like, and I asked her again. She was like, then she finally told me, she was like, oh, well, because you left me and I just felt abandoned and like you didn't care, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay. And I told her, I was like, it wasn't really because intentionally, I was like, and by the way, like, I'm getting to know you, you're knowing me, so right now it's like a new book. So now I have like a little side note, like, don't leave her alone in the store. So if I do that again, intentionally, you have all the right to get mad. But now I have a no, it's like, oh, she didn't like that. So it's like we're having a fresh start. And then we talked about it, like, I didn't let her on to the pettiness. We fixed it and it was good, so it was just.
And that's good because that's what my boyfriend would do.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't. I feel like at first he would because he wanted me to be happy, you know. But at the end of the day, he said, okay, if you're gonna be like that, I'll let you be. When you're good, call me. And I wouldn't like that. I'd be like, I want you to call me. Yeah, that's bad. That was bad.
No, yeah.
But like you said, yeah, just don't feed into it, and like it'll stop. You know, you cut it off. But if you feed into it, that's where it prolongs and it keeps on going with it. But yeah, definitely like
You grown a lot.
I have.
Which
I
is a
really
good
have
thing.
because especially these past 2-3 years, I feel like my relationship with God has really, like I really worked on it, and you know, thank God, like I was able to missionary to Africa. Recently I went to a retreat for priests in Guatemala, and obviously serving and being involved in these retreats really touch your heart, and you really do change. And I feel it too. Like I feel like even a year ago I'm not the same person. Like I definitely feel like I'm different, like especially with what happened with my boyfriend and what we're living now. Like I'm like, wow, I wouldn't have done this couple years ago.
And yeah, and she said she did do a retreat, not a retreat in Africa. That was more missionary. So if you want to go see that video, it's probably like a couple videos down before this one, or after this one. So go watch that video. It's a good video too. You're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna be grateful of what you think you don't have, or you're gonna be grateful of the things that you think that you don't have, but you're actually blessed for the things you do have that you don't notice that it's a blessing. So go watch that video, and I might leave it in the description, so you just go and click it and it takes you to that video. So yeah, so I think that's it for this podcast. You know, it was actually a good podcast. I kind of like
this. Came out of nowhere, guys. This was like we talked about it before we turn on the camera.
We was like, yo, you know, what's the big topic we want to talk about? Relationship was, and so I was like, let's go. And then we went and talked about relationship, and I hope you get something from it. And
yeah, 2 different outcomes of almost similar situation, and yeah, guys, I feel like one thing if I could go back in time would be to work on myself. because like Henry said, if you have low self-esteem, and I feel like I had low self-esteem, that that's not only gonna hurt you, it's gonna hurt somebody else. And if you love somebody else, you obviously don't want to hurt them. So yeah, definitely, work on yourself. You have to be the first person to know what's wrong with maybe something from you in order to be able to fix that. And yeah, always include God in your relationship. Ask God to definitely guide you through whatever situation you're going in life, because God is the only person that you can lean on, and who's always going to be there and never going to let you down. And so, if I could give you an advice in your relationship, seek God, because God has to be the center in your relationship. And I have seen like the big change that has happened in my life with myself as a person and with my boyfriend in my relationship, and it's really beautiful to see how much we've grown. And yeah, because it's like, wow, we've really gone through everything. With my boyfriend, I feel like we've gone through everything. We've gone through the good, through the bad, through everything. Like we've been there, and I only ask God to keep on guiding us, and like I said, definitely include God and you guys. I'm not saying everything's gonna be okay, because no, relationships have their ups and downs. I feel like it's part of life, and that's normal. But if you have God, you're definitely gonna know how to deal with those things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, thank you. And well, that's it for this episode, and we'll see you in the next episode.